Alright, hey guys, Tanoob here. Today we're back with another video. We're doing hopes for Chapter 3. So, if you haven't heard the news, Chapter 2 is ending after 8 seasons, but it was still the same. It was actually longer than Chapter 1. Basically, we're just going to be doing what we want for Chapter 3. At the end of every season, I usually do my hopes for the next season, but since this is a whole new chapter, why not do hopes for the whole chapter, or for Chapter 3? It's basically just what we want. I also have my friend here, who's going to be
Hello there.
talking with me. Um, Obviously, there's some background gameplay. But, anyways, so, if you haven't known, Chapter 2 is ending off with an event, just like Chapter 1. We have no clue what's going to happen in the event, besides a little bit of stuff, which I won't be saying anything event leaks wise, so yeah. Basically, what's going to happen? Big, we're going to be getting a new map, which, thank you. This
Thank
map has
God.
gone so drained and boring. But yeah, hopes starting off with the map itself, map changes, okay? So throughout chapter 2, we got map changes, right? But they got removed after what? The season? After the
Yeah.
season would end, it's gone.
Like Stark, the whole Stark place, there's no remnants of it whatsoever.
The desert, gone. All the primal stuff, gone.
Well, there's still a little bit of primal stuff,
yeah.
but like gone.
The flood, there's no sign there was ever a flood.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if we're gonna do big map changes, please leave them in the game, like past the season. Just like the only in chapter 2, the
Or
only
like if you were to change it, make sure that you knew it was there.
leave
Like,
some
still
remnants
remnants.
of it. Yeah. Just map changes, consistent map changes, not what we got in the entirety of this chapter where, oh, guess what? There's a map change, but it's only at the beginning of the season. That's it. Now
Yeah.
we'll say, with the exception of season 3 and 4, because 3 had the flood where it went down over time, and 4 had like Stark Industries and other stuff. But map changes.
Yeah,
Moving
and
on.
I mean, like, you don't have to have like weekly map changes, but like every once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause if
Not
it,
have to be weekly, just like pretty
like
semi
every
often.
once in a like maybe once twice a month.
And it doesn't even have to be big stuff. It could be like the little stuff, like
Like yeah, like the little
building up
islands
a
that,
new shack or something. Just cool
yeah,
little
something.
details. But yeah, moving on. The return of old vehicles.
And semi-new vehicles.
Yeah, obviously, we definitely want new vehicles. Obviously, if they really want to leave cars in the game, that's fine. But mix in, like, golf carts or keep shopping carts because they're actually back by the end of the season 8. Bring those over to chapter 3. Helicopters. I feel like we kind of need helicopters. Helicopters are really cool, fun, flying vehicle. Hoverboards, stuff like that. Fun, more cool. And obviously new, unique vehicles that we would like to see. But yeah. Also, can we get rid of boats? Like,
They're pretty much useless.
yeah,
Like who the hell uses boats?
who uses boats? But that also goes with the next thing, which is unvaulting. You're like fucking getting into chips, dog.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have unvaulting stuff. Obviously, with the new chapter, we're gonna get a refreshed loot pool. Okay, I like what they did with chapter 2, where it was a completely blank loot pool. But can we at least have some fun stuff in there, like impulses and stuff? I don't want just a plain blank AR, shotgun, SMG loot pool. I want some more fun stuff, and obviously throughout the chapter, unvault stuff like you did in chapter 1. Like, I'm pretty sure like almost every week we got something unvaulted and something vaulted. Like, the loot pool was always changing,
Yeah.
which was something I would love to return. And that also goes in with our next subject, vaulting stuff. Stuff we want to see vaulted, railguns, what is it, recon scanners. I mean, listen, as I said, I don't mind if cars stay, but I would honestly prefer them to be gone. Just also,
Yeah.
can we just at least for the first season of Chapter 3, Tack vs. Pump meta? It's the best shotgun meta. After that, you can go on. But, like, unvault or vault stuff, if it's like, something that nobody uses. Like, back in Chapter 1, like, when they added, like, the boom boxes, those got vaulted after a while. It's like, vault stuff that nobody cares about, nobody uses, that just sits on the ground collecting dust. Moving on, consistent updates. I feel like this is a given.
Yeah.
Why?
It's kind of been lacking in this chapter.
So, for the most part of this chapter, we've not gotten consistent updates. I will say nearing the end, when I mean nearing the end, I mean Season 7 and 8, we've got semi-consistent updates, which I do appreciate, but if you remember back in Chapter 1, we literally got updates every single season. Or every single
Yeah,
week.
and a decent amount.
And we got...
Like, it wasn't always weekly.
Yeah, we always got, like, a new item or some unvaults and stuff. So, yeah. Consistent updates. It doesn't even need to be weekly. You could go, like, 1 week we get an update, the next week we get an update, but then the week after we don't get anything. And then the next week we get one, then nothing. Somewhat consistently. Like, I don't want to go a whole month without getting a new item or unvaulting something. Like, that's just bleh. That's so draining and boring.
It gets stale. It's fast.
Yes, fast.
Then you move.
Especially
because
because if you played in Chapter 1, what happened? We got updates weekly, so people like us were spoiled, and then we just get nothing. It was not, yeah. The next thing, we've been asking for this for a while, but skill-based matchmaking being removed. And AIs. Just, skill-based just ruins the decent amount of the fun in the game. There's a whole mode for it. Arena. If you want to go sweat, go play Arena.
Exactly.
But like skill-based, obviously in skill-based, you're still going to have that guy who is crackhead, but you're also going to have the guy who just installed the game, and you're going to have the guy that's the same skill level as you. That's what the most fun is. You don't know who you're going to fight. I could run up on a guy in Chapter 1 and he could just got the game yesterday.
Nowadays, it's like there's no point of Arena.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Except for Siphon.
Yeah, that's it. And then less fun items.
Yeah.
Or like annoying items. But other than that, Arena is
pretty useless.
It's not easier than normal public matches. It's completely useless.
Yeah, plus, like, you know, when I want to play a pub, I want to play casually.
Mm-hmm.
So...
You do memes and stuff. Nowadays, you can barely do it because you'll get cranked on by fucking Timothy down the street.
Timothy on 60 frames per second. But, yeah. Skill-based needs to go. I will say, I do think that I don't think AI need to completely go, but I think, like, when you just get the game... You do, like, you get a couple bot lobbies, you know, just to warm you up and get you used to the game. But after a little bit, you do just get put in normal lobbies to play. And in normal lobbies, what is it called? In normal lobbies, there's just no AI.
Just everybody's real.
Yeah. Because I know there's enough players to fill up our lobbies. I know it. It's still one of the biggest games ever, so, yeah. Moving on, another very big and pinpoint thing, graphics. I want you to do this one, because this is you.
Personally, this chapter, it's very, like, picturesque, and it's really pretty, actually. Like, my computer can't really handle it too well anymore, because it's getting... a little older and obviously, but like the graphics are really pretty, but in my opinion it just does not feel like Fortnite. Anytime I think of Fortnite, I think of kind of like cartoony graphics with bright, yeah, like semi-bright, and then like I don't know, it's just too trying to be too realistic while still kind of sticking to that cartoony feel. But personally, like, even the look of the new guns, like the Scar, they trying to do, like, a realistic kind of version. The pump got like that was a signature gun for this game, and it looked pretty cartoony, and now it looks like a semi-realistic kind of looking thing, and it's like, eh. Like, obviously, it still has that cartoon element, but if we were to go back to the old graphics or something similar to the old graphics, well, I would much prefer that.
Yeah, and like it doesn't need to be full blown old graphics, even though I would much prefer that. We would both much prefer that. But it's just more cartoony. Like, don't get me wrong, these graphics are beautiful, but they're just too realistic. Like, just more cartoony, more vibrant. Like, the old sunsets were just so, just so warm. I don't know how to explain it. It's like perfection.
Yeah, nowadays, like, for example, I think there's a new lighting engine. There's probably a new lighting engine. And sometimes, as soon as, like, the sun is going down or it's, like, rising, my entire screen goes orange. I can't see a thing. My entire thing is, like, orange. Especially when I'm in the, either, like, primal areas or now the, rec sites. Now that the ground is, like, orange, I can't see a thing. And it, like, messes with my eyes and, like, I don't know.
Also, this is very nitpicky, but I feel like the map in Chapter 2 was definitely very hilly and mountainy.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope they go with more of like a Chapter 1. And also, like, the mountains in Chapter 1 were just like
kind of
more
jagged.
unique and more like goofy. Like, the mountain next to Salty, like, that is the most goofy, silly, random mountain.
Cool looking.
Yeah.
And then there was like, because now all you have is like mounds that all look soft, and there's like a few jagged edges, like old mountains that we used to have. But in the old map, all the like the mountains were like kind of what they look like today. But now and everything else, like little tiny hills, had those like jagged kind of rock things.
Yeah.
It was like flat, and then it like dropped completely straight down. But now it's
it was
all
more
like
goofy.
Yeah, now it's all like smooth and like too realistic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And also, this is something that I just think they should do for the memes. Keep either Pleasant or Retail on the Chapter 3 map.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I know they're like, we need to get rid of them, but like, come on, at least bring one of them back or onto the map. Also, maybe even bring back some locations from the Chapter 2 map. Like, I would love to see Logjam, Orchard, Holly Hedges. I'd like to see those on the Chapter 3 map, but like, just for the memes of it, throw in like Retail, just because.
Something.
Just as like a homage. And also maybe even some other places from Chapter 1. Like, maybe even just one other one. Like, throw in like Moisty Mire or something down
Or like,
there.
what's a random look? Oh no, they need to add in like Lucky Landing.
Yeah, or something like cool.
What was that? Happy Hamlet.
Yeah, like,
I mean, that's kind of what we have with Misty, but it's like I love
I say like one location from Chapter 2 and one from Chapter 1. If Retail doesn't make it or Pleasant, whatever, I just think maybe like one from each previous chapter would be cool, and then obviously the rest new locations. But like, yeah, just, pretty simple requests. Well, besides, some of them are a little big. Some of them are definitely, I won't lie,
Like
are a little nitpicky. But it's just something that, obviously, Epic isn't going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we need 100% listen to these guys. It's just stuff that we feel like would be better for the game and make it feel more Fortnite-y. But honestly, that's kind of it. I think we hit the point on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the end. This is the end of the video, and this is also the end of the chapter. Hope you guys did enjoy. You're probably watching this like a week or so before Chapter 3 drops. We're actually recording this a bit earlier, but we have still yet to have the event, but the event's pretty close. This is it, guys. The end of Chapter 2. We're ending it with an event, and it's gonna... Chapter 3, I have a good feeling.
I have a good feeling.
But, yeah, those are just our hopes for Chapter 3. Obviously, this is just our opinion. You might not think the same. You might actually want the Chapter 2 graphics on there. If you do, you're weird, but whatever. That's your opinion. Hope you guys did enjoy. I guess we'll see you guys all in the next one. Chapter 2 is coming to the end, and we'll see you guys later. Just dropped a water bottle.
Oh. Yep. Yeah. You fixed it like halfway through, I think. So, you're good.